Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is part of my Sunday afternoon for me, Sunday evening for my friends across the pond, Intercontinental Group of Awesome game. For the past summer of 2020 and leading in to the fall now, we have been playing what we've lovingly called the Malliverse, where the original set of games were all centered around a mall in California in a made-up town called Beechwood on the coast. And Beechwood's mall was the center of a lot of activities in the late 90s. Now, this particular game that we are playing is a hack of my vigilante street level supers game called Hit the Streets, Defend the Block. But we've recast it. It is set in the modern era, the pandemicless modern era, because that makes us happier. And it is around now, but the mall has evolved and devolved, some might say, over time. The player characters are all mall walkers in that they are still denizens of the mall, but they are all retired. And these are former supers. One, I noticed I don't say superheroes, but they're kind of heroic now. And we're lovingly, jokingly calling the game Hit the Mall, Defend the Shops. Although, as of yet, they've only defended one shop. That's on me. They've been doing lots of other wild and crazy stuff. So let's quickly talk about our lines and veils, and then we'll go around the horn and remind ourselves of our characters so we can jump in. Also, if you're noticing we are missing one player, Tyler is hopefully going to be able to join us in a little bit late, had some personal issues to take care of. And if that doesn't work out, that's okay. So we have lines and veils. One line against sexual assault, violence, and coercion. We have veils on harm to animals, torture, and sexual content. The veil means we'll fade to black or cut away from that rather than showing it on screen explicitly. And then we have ask first, which is if we're going to introduce this content, we check in with the group. Hey, I think this might be the time where X might happen. And if anyone is not feeling it, you just say, can we try it a different way? And there's no harm, no foul there. We just move on and try it a different way. Those ask firsts are harm to children, and then an ask first on sexual content, which means that if sexual content is going to happen, because we have two different flags on that, we check in, hey, is it okay if this? And then if we agree to it, then it happens, but we fade to black, maybe with some sexy saxophone music playing, who knows? And we also have the X card on top of that, which means that it's something we didn't realize could be triggering or problematic or uncomfortable piece of content. Just say, hey, Rich, I need to X card a particular thing. I will stop play, check in to make sure that I understand what it is. I will not ask you to explain it or defend it in any way. I trust you. And if it harshes your buzz or your fun in any way, it doesn't need to be in our game. That's not what we play together for. And then we'll move on. So with all of that out of the way, let's go around the horn, going from right to left on our character keeper, which means Jan. Please introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Jan and I use he and pronouns. I will be playing Simon Simmons, or Sim Sim. Also uses he and pronouns. Um, Simon is a concierge at the mall. He, fixes the lights and cleans up a bit. But he used to be the swell. His superpowers are that he has a super stat in jaw, which means that he's got a supernatural gift for the gab, and he can modify his body to grow or swell. um, and he's he's the glue of the group, the team role. And yeah, he looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Cool. And for us USicans, a concierge is like a handyman or utility handy person, that's custodian, anything along those lines for the mall, which I love that as a job, and a very sad retirement scheme for poor Sim Sim. Sabine, welcome back. You're up. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I am playing Dr. Brutus Emery, who by now, if he is out super heroing, goes by the cyclist because he has a bicycle, and he works at the mall occasionally fixing bikes or bicycles, I should say, and teaching people how to fix them, how to change tires and stuff like that. He is, he used to be a super villain who called himself Dr. Flux and who wanted to basically, it's pretty unclear to him now even what he actually wanted, but he wanted to be a super villain basically. And after one point he understood that this was a bit infantile and decided, nope, you know what, I'm going to a university, I am going to get a real PhD in physics and probably some sort of chemistry. And he made some money with patents and stuff like this, and now he lives rather comfortably and has occasionally teamed up with his old arch nemesis, the Peacock, of course. I apologize. My brain is not what it used to be, but it totally is. He is a gadgeteer. He has lots of inventions. He used to be a mad scientist. He's not mad anymore. At least that's what he claims. So.
Thank you so much, Sabine. That was delightful. Next up, Jen, please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hey all, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Dana Maddox, aka Dog, who also uses she, her pronouns. Dog's a bit of a brick. In her heyday, she was just about the baddest hover cycle gangster you could possibly encounter in, outer space-ish. Sort of, I don't know, there's sort of a paradigm among 80s and 90s cartoons where like they're in space, but kind of it doesn't 100% feel like a space subject. You know what I'm saying? It's they're in space, but they're driving a Cadillac. It's like, okay, you can't be a Cadillac astronaut, except I guess you can. She used to be a part of the Mojo versus regular gladiatorial programming, and now she is a refugee on Earth, has been for some time, and has been having a mostly quiet retirement. Mostly.
They come out at night mostly.
Well,
Alex, you're up. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character, please.
I am Rafael Vieira Fernandez, aka the Peacock. Uses he, him, as do I. He is a flamboyant, swashbuckling, he used to be a flamboyant, swashbuckling vigilante. And also used to, in multiple ways, mentor his children and some other wayward kids in the arts of being a vigilante. In a kind of Batman extended family type thing. And his retirement scheme is basically being funded by his many grandchildren and children.
Really?
Yes.
That seems problematic now. Goodness.
I don't know what you mean.
All right. So again, Goldie will join us when Tyler's able to join us. We will just have Goldie always the back of any panel with the group photo going on so they can jump forward whenever it is dramatically necessary. We're going to pick up with Dr. Brutus Emery. The last time we saw you is when you had little dialogue with one of the Ladytrons, the head of one of them, the one that was trying to invade the Radio Shack to get a PQ-38 modulator long ago. And she said, I'm having an out-of-body experience. And you said, let's see what we can do about that. So tell us, Dr. Emery, what's a couple panels of what kind of work you've done and how much progress have you made on this particular experiment?
Well, first panel we see Brutus and the Ladytron's head going through a catalog of body models and stuff that she would like and want. And yeah, well, it's her body, it's not mine. She should get a word, she should get a say in this, right? And I think she's pointed very excitedly at some sort of huge battle bot, and I was like, no, we're not doing this. No. And I don't have any nuclear weapons. And we came up, in the end, we decided on a pretty simple model that would be easily possible for her to dress up in mostly human clothing, so she wouldn't totally stand out when she went out, or if she wore a hood at least, because her head is made of metal. And well, and we might do something about her haircut at one point later. It's a lot of the decision making, and then, well, after we've then we go to the computer and do some simulations of how this would work. And I think that's the point where as soon as the whole concept gelled together, the math was done, the physics were done, not a single screw had been turned at that point. But that's where we are now. I've got a concept, I need to build it.
Okay, so it's all concepts. So you now, maybe we pick up with, you've got a laptop up or whatever computer device you have the head beside it. And
it's not a laptop, it's multiple screens.
Okay.
And a lot of computers, because for technical simulations like that, you need more than a laptop.
This is so exciting. I've never had a makeover.
Yeah, well, you should think about what you want to be called, though. Ladytron is very 90s, and you should have a name anyway.
Yes, I've checked, and evidently now there's a DJ called Ladytron, and I don't want to step on her toes. Her music is bumping.
Very good. Okay,
LT?
I'll leave you.
What about that? Is LT good? What do you like, Dr. Emery?
LT is fine, but people might think it stands for lieutenant.
Oh, well, I don't hold any official military rank.
Well, okay, but you can go with LT, that's fine. People use initials all the time today.
Well, what kind of name do you like, Dr. Emery?
I like classics, basically. I don't know. I'm biblical stuff, weirdly enough. But you like what you like, and I like what I like, and we're not. And I mean, look, I've got to hydrate now, and I've got to eat, and you have got to think about your name. You can, maybe you should recharge as well. And we need to think about your voice. You sound like I don't know, you sound like like one of these Star Wars weird droids.
Oh, wait, I'm accessing. Yes, that's terrible. What about Bathsheba?
Yeah.
Delilah? Esther?
You think about that. Yeah, okay, yes. I'll be back. Ow, oh, wow, I've been sitting around here for a very long time. Ow.
You crack your neck. You
realize
that you're looking at the calendar. Maybe a day or so has passed since it's you feel pretty tired, a little worn out, and your phone rings.
Great. I will put S in a standby mode. I don't want her on the internet while I'm gone. No, you never know what these kids are up to today.
True.
I'll go to, yes, Emery.
We cut to Raphael. You're in the back of the, like, do you think you're in the SUV with your son in the front, actually driving this time as you guys had to try to get the helicopter?
Yeah.
Dana riding her motorcycle beside. I'm not sure. Simon Sim, are you in the SUV or are you on the back of Dog's motorcycle?
I think opted for the SUV.
It's nice. You don't get bugs in your teeth there.
I'm too old. Yeah.
One bad motorcycle experience per day. Doctor's orders.
Cool. So, Raphael, you decide to reach out to Dr. Emery. Dr. Emery, your phone rings. You answer it. You're feeling a little tired, a little worn out. You see that, of course, it is Captain Peacock. Go.
Yeah, he's Captain Peacock on my phone.
Nice.
Emery, get here now.
Raphael, hi. What's up?
Don't have time. Just
Okay.
get here. You go drive faster.
Where should I come? Where do you want me?
You go.
Yes,
hand
Dad.
him the phone.
Do you know where the Parma office
the map
is?
thing.
Yes. Do you know where the Parma office is?
Of course,
Good.
I know where the Parma office is.
Good. Please meet us at the helipad.
Oh, okay. Then I'm coming.
Thank you, Doctor. Bring everything that you would need to face a major foe. This is off the Parma books.
If you've got a death ray, bring the death ray.
No death ray. But
I do not have a death ray.
he doesn't have a death ray, Dad.
Death rays are very 90s. Forgive me. I will take a huge amounts of coffee and then I will come.
All right.
Great.
So
Death ray.
turn the page.
Why would I need a
Turn the
death ray?
page, and we see Dr. Emery arriving as the rest of the crew is about to get onto a helicopter. Dr. Emery, do you arrive on a bicycle or do you have a car? I'm curious.
I do have a car. I have the sedan, but in this case, I think I should make some speed, so I'll take the bicycle. It has some modifications that make it go a lot faster, and it can go through over and through gardens, which the car can. So it's a bit parkoury when I'm driving the bike through Beechwood, like, whoosh, but it's faster than the sedan. The sedan is a very sedate car. And
Nice.
also with a bicycle, you don't get the speeding tickets.
Nice. So yeah, Dog, Sim, Raphael, as well as Goldie are all there, or Golden Boy are all there, and you see Hugo, the son of Raphael Vieira Fernandez, has secured, and he's at the point where he's like flipping a bunch of toggles in the helicopter. He's putting on his helmet, trying to get everything ready to go, evidently leaving it to you guys to explain to Dr. Emery what's happening.
You're muted, Sabine.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
That was I said Emery Brutus looks a bit tired, but he has I think he has a sort of it's not really a suitcase. It's just but it's not a bag. It's like I think it's some cross between briefcase. It's a bit bigger than a briefcase.
Like a doctor's bag, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Doctor's bag.
Oh, nice.
That's yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
what he has. Doctor's bag.
I think you probably noticed that Raphael looks a bit beaten up. I think he's He looks a bit bloodied.
Oh,
Glad you could make it, Brutus.
Yeah.
yeah, sure. What I think I missed a few phone calls here. I'm sorry, I was working.
Happens. Captain Aetherblade has a ship over the city. Sent some of his robots to rough up Raphael.
Oh, okay.
So that
Captain,
one.
what
Seems to be
laser?
doing something to the timeline too.
What?
Yeah, it seems to be erasing some of Roth's family. He's taking it pretty hard.
Okay. Yeah, I get. Okay. What was this guy's name? Girl's name? I don't know if it's guy.
Aetherblade.
Captain Aetherblade. Yeah.
Aetherblade. Oh. Okay. Have I heard of him? Rich?
Well, so I don't know if Captain Aetherblade is well known because often when he makes a big splash, that time gets rewritten. So you may
Okay.
have heard the name in reference to Golden Boy's original, like he sidekicked to someone named Tempest Ballator. So that might be how you had heard of Captain Aetherblade. But Aetherblade's kind of a lone wolf and a time traveler. So he would not have been part of the, oh crap, as I've already forgotten, the phlogiston paradigm, which
No.
last session we called Spite, but we've been corrected. That villain organization that the cyclist once was part of is called the phlogiston paradigm.
Yeah, that was just the two guys or two persons, two people who led that paradigm. Maybe they were part of this fight. They just called themselves the phlogiston paradigm because
Is
they
that
were
the
twins.
kind of the leadership of Spite is the
Yeah, that's
paradigm?
yeah. Okay, that's fair. Cool. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. And he was part of Etherblade was part of that. Okay. Cool. Okay.
By the
Fine.
way, Emery, you probably would notice some of the older tools that Peacock had from back in the day. He's taken those out of his chest, so he doesn't just have the scarf; he has the rope with kind of blade thing on the end, which I'm sure you may have felt once in a shoulder or something.
Well, yeah, that is not.
It's now wrapped around his forearm.
Yeah, well, this is serious, right? So if he's going after a family, that is not. We need to not only stop him, but rewrite this.
Yeah, he's not walking away from this.
Raphael, I understand the sentiment that you have, but we might need him to reconstitute the timeline that we want to have.
Yeah. Like I say, that's happening first, but then.
So I'm imagining that we have pilot, co-pilot set up, and then there's this like large, almost like a Bell Huey in a way, if you know, basically typical American movie, large helicopter. So I'm imagining you guys are kind of facing each other on two rows of seats in the back section as this helicopter is taking off. You're having your conversation. It's very loud, and your son tells you guys to put on helmets, right? So you can talk over the little microphones and stuff. But yeah, he is piloting this helicopter by himself. Your son, while he may not be a costume vigilante, is doing the most vigilante AF thing that he's done in his entire career right now.
Also, just going to throw this out there. Piloting a helicopter is freaking hard.
He's doing a good job too. Like, it's obvious he has been trained. He's a highly trained agent. He would have that power if he ever did break down and do what his dad wants. So
Dog's pulled out her old leather jacket from under the seat of her hover cycle.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm starting to do a temporal analysis on this reality, just to figure out what kind of breaking points Aetherblade might have used.
Ooh, nice. I would love to put that to a roll because there's some info you might be able to find out here. You're the headiest of the group. I've just taken a look here. So let's give a roll to this. Because it's research, I'm not putting any tension available. Tension is not in the roll. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I think is this something a normal person would be able to do?
How are you researching it? Like if it's
I
a thing
am,
where you're looking at tachyon waves and stuff that's really
yeah,
high,
yeah,
then I think it's pretty super probably.
yeah. It's pretty. I mean, I use the laptop that I have in my bag, but the sensory array of that thing is probably not something a normal human could build. But it's
Yeah.
gadgetry, right?
It is
Gadgetry.
definitely gadgetry, absolutely.
Okay, I don't know. Can I control electricity? Is probably not the right thing. I need tachyons, not electric waves, but I have a lot of
Difficulty
head.
is 3 is a good difficulty.
Yeah. Okay, I have
Uh,
6 dice.
I'll spend a spark to help you out and
Oh, thank you.
pass over my mojo slab to give you some
Mhm.
some
Oh,
alternative sensory options.
Oh gosh, that's cool.
Oh,
Is this the
that
first
is
time you've
cool.
the dog has let, because it's never worked before, right? So this might be the first time that dog has let Emery play with the Mojo
Yep.
Slab.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I'm not playing right now.
It's like maybe the second or third time he's even seen it.
Okay, cool. At this point, though, he is not very focused on that because I think he knows that his family means a lot to Raphael. And he kind of, I mean, he's kind of like, oh man, Raphael has a family and I don't, but yeah, that's kind of this vicarious pleasure in that he has an intact family life. So he really feels like, yeah, I have to help this guy. And I'm spending a spark too. So I've got 8 dice.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. Oh, wow. I've got 4 successes and no ones, which doesn't matter, but
Nice. 4 successes, no ones. That is pretty spectacular. You have exceeded the needs. Here's what you figure out. First of all, you are approaching the Gorgon's Eye. That is the name of the floating in the middle of the cirrus clouds above the town of Beechwood, wooden with other technology, floating, totally steampunk AF ship. Here are the things that you learn. Aether Blade's engine, the Gorgon's Eye, is one of the key features that he uses to transverse through time. You also pick up that there are individuals on this ship that have different tachyon readings around them, like they are from different time zones, or not time zones, sorry, time periods. Time zones would be what we're doing, but no, time periods. They are, as far as you can tell, time periods that range from prehistoric to within the last 35 years. So yeah, you're picking all of that up patching in some data from the Mojo Slab. The Mojo Slab starts showing a quick commercial for a particular competitor that's coming up in the contests of champions. Someone by the name of General Melee has been advertised. You guys would recognize General Melee as the guy who invaded the Old Country Buffet, declaring there will be no senior discounts. And somehow
I will tell Doc that she really should install an ad blocker on this. Kind of distracted, like, because I'm mostly looking at what the tachyons tell me, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll look into it. God,
Good.
Melee got in? What a loser.
Uh-huh.
He's on one of the lower tiers. It's one of those where it shows like the brackets, like the top 64 competitors, and all the brackets are, we have, they're basically it's the people who are doing odds making, and as the brackets start to fill up with various competitors. And that's when Hugo comes over, as you guys are all talking over the, the shortwave radio, the setup between all of these headphones. It looks like they have some defenses set up. Guys, this could get a little choppy. And that's when you hear cannons firing in the distance. what do you do? Because Aether Blade is firing upon the helicopter.
I'm just bracing.
Does the ship look like masts and sails and
Yes,
that kind of
and
thing? Or okay.
I actually, if you check in the Team Gen tab, I've snapped a pic of its kind of layout. It has these like turret
Swingy
style
dinghies.
guns. Yes, and has weird wings, and I just love it. It tickles me, the whole look of this thing.
I yell into the mic to get Hugo's attention. Like, Hugo, just fly in full speed. We jump out. I've done this 1,000 times.
Dad, gotta break something. But he doesn't exactly argue. Now, as a quick aside, reminder, in this hack, hit the mall, defend the shops, you can do refresh scenes by like reminiscing about old times, or maybe even bickering about old periods. And I just point that out because a couple of you are relatively low on spark. 3 to 4 range is just a little like one big event and a few too many ones kind of thing of going down. So
Yeah.
I'm just opening that up as your son Hugo is like heading closer.
Yeah, I'm starting to like unbuckle and get up in the middle of the helicopter.
Didn't you try to drop on this flying carpet back when the Sultan of Swing tried to make everything about swing music?
Yeah,
seem to
and
remember.
I missed,
I
but
think
I caught
yeah,
it with the
you-
rope.
Yeah,
So
you missed. I
I didn't
remember
hit the ground.
that looked a bit
This is
awkward
bigger than
there.
the carpet.
It's a good thing you brought your rope in.
Hugo, open the back door. Open
It's
the.
also harder than a rug. Just hard. Mind the ankles. You have to mind your ankles.
We really have to fly down there
And
to jump.
I know how
hate
to do a
jumping
landing
out of
roll. I can still do that. It's not been that long.
yeah, but well, I was just going to just because I don't want you to at this age still try your 3-point landing.
I'm 2 years younger than you.
Oh, yes, but that's why I'm not going to be trying a 3-point landing anymore, young whippersnapper.
All three of you may roll a d6. That is the amount of spark you have recovered during this quick bickering scene as the
Funny.
helicopter comes across, and there's like flak in the air, and the
And
helicopter.
at that point, I'm looking at Dog, and like when the two of them are, I bet you land better than all of us.
We'll see about that.
Uh,
Meanwhile, Dog's just reminiscing about some special edition Mojoverse battle where it's like all technology was shut down for it, and they did a flooded arena battle with like galleon ships and so on, and Dog's like swinging from a rope like a pirate,
Oh my
and-
gosh, Mojo's got it going on.
like stabs a sail with a sword and like uses that to repel downwards.
Yes. Roll me a
Which-
d6. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a modifier, not the dice count. There we go.
Nice.
3.
You guys all got a
Nice.
little bit. Nobody rolled 1s. Nobody rolled 5s or 6s, but oh well. Sweet. So Hugo is, as the dutiful son, streaks over and he says, if you don't feel like you can make it, I'll circle back around for another pass. And the door slides open. You're coming over, and you see, in particular, here. Let me bring up pictures of the creatures that you see who are all on the foredeck. They look interesting. Let me find the picture I have of them. That is not the picture. Give me just a moment. Here we go. I'd forgotten what I'd named them, so I was like, They look like this. Captain Aetherblade calls them the Devolved. He went back into prehistoric times and snatched up some prehistoric near men and has devolved them into mindless servants and minions of his. So he uses robots from the future as well as weird twisted cave people. But yeah.
Somebody fill me in. What does this guy want? We know? Do we know? What does he want?
Not quite yet.
A whooping.
Yes, that's.
That's, yeah, okay.
And is that the time? I feel like I have to now jump.
I think you gotta do, yeah.
I can't not say that and not jump.
Yes.
So here's the good news. The good news is that this is a good difficulty. The bad news is that y'all are old folk, and so tension is involved in the roll. You could break bones doing this. It's crazy.
But
That's if you jump, if you physically jump. If you've got like some other way to descend.
Did I get my bike onto the helicopter? Is there space for my bike?
Sure.
And
It's
I
a
take my
bike, like it's a regular bike.
Yeah, it's not really regular, but it's a bike. Yeah, cool.
Okay, this is being super, I feel.
I think so.
If I'm using my rope to kind of,
Yeah,
latch
absolutely.
on to something.
You can use some tools to swing down. That sounds good to me.
That's up to 6. It's definitely not my role. Highly trained.
Sure. Yes. You're trained.
I've done it
yourself.
1,000 times, as I said. So that's 7. And I will spend 2 spark, but that might mean more 1s. I'll spend 1 spark. I'll spend 2. For some reason, I'm regretting doing this. Let's roll.
You, the player, might be.
4,
What?
5, and a
What?
6, and a 1. But I've got defense. So
Yes, you do. So it's one of those where it's you've trained and you just narrowly avoid taking any damage from that. Dang, you pulled it off. That's great. That is great. Fantastic. So Raphael, you lash your little peacock tail type thing and swing down, and you land with, pretty surprising agility.
I think there's definitely a wobble and a grabbing for something to support myself because,
Nice. And several of the devolved are now aware of your presence. They have been firing on you, so this isn't exactly a surprise. They'll be closing on you. So who next?
Yeah, I'll follow. I've got my bike. There's clouds here, right?
There are clouds here.
Cool. So yeah, jump on a bike from a helicopter down onto a flying ship. Sure, this is how I meant to spend my retired life. Well, and I'll throw some lightning around me just so the devolved will keep their space.
That's
Keep
probably
their
a good
distance.
call.
So
Yeah, that'll buy you some
yeah,
time.
I'm not that good at hand-to-hand combat, which Raphael and Simpson very well know.
Yeah. I'm retracting my rope back in and definitely gesturing at them who's going to be first.
Ooh.
I have to roll, right? I imagine this is being super again. Damn. But I use
Sadly,
my
yes. This is not
I
a thing.
use my gadgetry, and I think I use my electricity control here.
Yeah, I think you worked it in. I'm into it.
Okay, that's 4, 5, and I think it's still tools, so that's 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah,
you could up your super stat because you got some experience.
You're right. Yeah, I was thinking about that actually, but I've totally forgot about it. How much does that cost?
To up a mode is present level times 5,
Okay.
so it costs you 5
it's-
XP.
Yeah, goodbye XP. Hello, supers 2. I'm doing so much super stuff lately.
Old dog, new
Um,
tricks.
Yeah. No, that's somebody else. That's somebody else.
It's true.
And I'm rolling the dice. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, I do it. And oh wait, there is a one. So
singular 1. Yeah. So
yeah.
do you think it takes a little bit out of you, or do you think there's the fear of the moment that costs you a bit of spark? You've successfully done this. I'm just curious what drains you.
Yeah, I think maybe I put too much. No, I think I don't land all that well and scratch myself a little. I mean, I'm not badly hurt or anything, but I just drag my knee a little on the sails or something, and now I've got a scratched knee, and I would complain about it, but this is not the time. I'm too strategic for that. Later I will complain a lot.
Cool. What about Sim Sim, the swell?
I think Sim Sim is definitely going like, say, Sonny, you suppose you could bring us in a little bit closer, just a little bit. Come on.
Yes, sir. Please watch over my dad. He's all I've got.
That'll be fine, son. But you know, that's not what it used to be. Come on.
The helicopter kind of banks hard, and everything tilts in your world there as he tries to spin quickly and avoid the cannon fire.
I'll make my way out.
All right. Again, difficulty 3. Tension involved.
Well, so I'm not very good at this. So it's 2 for being super. I guess it's a feat thing.
Yeah, I think if you're just dropping out, then it's a feat thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any way you could work in growing?
I'm trying to think of I mean, I think he will grow like somewhere halfway and try to just sort of with just sheer mass of body, just sort of smash through the first deck. Just right through the next.
Yeah, bring in that superpower then. That's 2 more dice for you.
All right, so still
sitting at 5 dice right now. You want to spend any spark?
Yes. I'll spend 2 spark. Let's roll 7 dice.
All right.
It's 3 successes, but 2 ones.
Oh, nice. So 3 successes, just what you wanted. You grow larger. How large does Simon get during this?
I think he's about twice his normal size now, where he enough that's because when he grows, his mass also grows with him, so he will be a bit too heavy.
3.7 meters kind of deal, you think?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Google. Google converter. Sweet. Sorry. So yeah, you slam into the deck and the wood all splinters and gives way, and I think that second fall is
the
where
splinters is what gets me.
You get a few splinters, in your body there. You fall into the second level, and it's one of those we have the moats and the shaft of sunlight coming down into this darkened area, and you see Simon. Before we'll cut away from you in just a second, but when you slam down, you see that some of those robots that you guys had fought against in last issue are here standing guard over people you recognize, like Raphael's first wife. I don't know how many wives Raphael's had, but I think that his children came from several different moms, but his first wife, who looks like she's in her 20s, And there are a few other people here that you recognize of different ages.
Well then, good to see some familiar faces.
And I
I
think,
think we need to have a conversation. I say to the
Sophia sticks her fist through the bar, says, "Kick these robots' asses!"
Don't mind if I do.
Sweet. So we cut back to Dog, and at this point, Dog, you hear a piece of cannon fire that hits I think the tail of the helicopter, and it starts to spin. So what do you do? As Hugo's like, oh shit, I got to take this thing down. Can you get out, Dog? You Dana? I guess he'd call you Dana.
Yeah. You want to come with me?
Sure. He throws the helmet off. He's like, this is like a $2 billion helicopter. He's climbing into the back. I'm going to get fired.
$2 million piece of scrap now. And I whip this chain of like thin, colorful alien metal out of my belt, and I pull what looks like a pipe out of my jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him to hold on to me. And I jump out.
Crazy.
And I shout, I hold the blade up close because there's a lot of ambient noise, and I shout blade into it, and it becomes a big blade. Flip it around and stab it into the sail.
Yes. You're holding on to Hugo, and he's like hugging her onto your waist or something, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe he lets out a little Chris Rock style scream or something.
Mm-hmm.
As you're going down. Yeah, that's awesome. That is amazing. Give us a roll. Let's see how this comes out for you.
All right. This seems pretty super.
Yeah.
Does it seem bricky to you?
It seems pretty bricky to me. You definitely going
Bricky.
face first into a thing.
Yeah. Seems footsy. So it's 4, 6. Do you think highly trained comes into play?
I think it should. You've done this before.
All right, so
literally, like we
I've done
just
this
had the
before.
memory of you doing this.
It's established. All right, so that's 8 dice, and I need 3 successes. Let's see what happens. Hey, I do it.
That's looking
I
pretty
got
great.
4 successes, no
noth-
ones.
nothing below a 3, in fact. Wow. That's as solid as they
Yep.
get. Yes, with Hugo,
Yep, so
you save him. Oh, that's great. Keep going.
I slide down the sail, that's the word, and then sort of whip the whip around the bottom mast portion, you know, that cross mast that sticks
Mhm.
out, and then use that to sort of eat up the last of the momentum to swing forward, probably directly into some of the unevolved, the
Nice.
devolved.
Nice. I love it. You slam into a few of the devolved, and I think Hugo's training will kick in, and he'll tumble forward, and he comes up just drawing a pair of, Glocks out of his little, holster thing, and he's all Men in Black style. I think maybe, did he get, yeah, he probably got the helmet off all the way off, so his hair's a little askew. He's got helmet hair, but he's here. He's here for it.
I feel he might be slightly too buttoned up for the dual wielding flamboyance.
Oh,
I
you
feel
think
he
so?
would- I think he would be like, that's dumb.
You're right. He probably
that would sacrifice accuracy.
That's true. He was just, he's pulled it out, and he's got one gun.
So-
Right? He's just a one gun guy.
Yeah.
Nice. That sounds awesome. Well, we've been at this for an hour. We want to take a quick break here. Sound good? Awesome. Let's meet back at a quarter till. We'll see you guys in a few. And we're back. So the crew, the crew and the crew. So you guys have all made your way on to Gorgon's Eye, the time sky pirate ship that is floating above Beechwood. And Sim or the Swell is a deck below you. while the rest of you are all on the main or top deck, where you do not see Captain Aetherblade as of yet. What you see are a number of the devolved who are quickly moving to intercept each of you as you come onto the top deck. So I am curious as we quickly go to Raphael. You came down, twist of an ankle kind of thing, slam into the railing on the side, and you're able to see off into the scant distance where Beachwood and the ocean beneath you. This is
a moment of vertigo of the kind of Beachwood below.
Super out of your depth.
Yeah, I shake that off. I've done the whole swinging around skyscrapers before, and this is nothing.
And then you hear a cannon blast, and you see the helicopter start spinning, and then it starts to go down as another cannon blast hits it, and there's just a pregnant moment of my son was on there, but then you hear the ripping of the sail, and Dog comes down with Hugo screaming, and he hits the ground and tumbles and comes up with his gun, and he's firing at a couple of the devolved that are trying to attack you. So what do you do, Raphael?
There's a very quick moment of just recognition of, okay, there was a screaming, which took away slightly from it, but hit the ground rolling into the action. If only there was a bird name attached to that, but I then turned to Brutus, grabbed him by the shoulder, and was like, where do we go to stop? Change the time. How do we do it?
Keep them off me. Keep them off me, and I'm going down.
Okay.
I mean, Swell did create a crater with his landing, so I think going down seems like the best option.
Okay, I will. One of those devolved blade on the end of the rope into a thigh. Something that will stop them.
Okay.
Running around fighting.
All right. So you're entering into a fight after chatting quickly with Brutus. But
I'm probably still looking at Brutus, holding his shoulder when I do the flick.
Oh yeah, nice. I do think though that we have entered some combat, so we're going to have to see how you pull this off. But you're using a sword. A normal person could use a sword, potentially. I'll leave it up to you.
I'm doing it with not looking too much in the direction I'm
that
swinging.
Seems pretty super. All right. That context does change things. This is a good difficulty also with some tension involved, because these devolved, as you saw from the picture, they do have crude weapons.
Okay, I'm up to 6 with my tools and 7 with highly trained.
That sounds appropriate to me.
I don't see any other things that would count. And I will use 1 spark.
Good luck.
Just drop that spark down to 4. Ooh.
What? Die roller, what are you doing to me?
Do I chop his leg off? I don't. No. I'm guessing I do something very extraordinary with that many successes.
Absolutely, yeah. Add some flourish. What else do you pull off here?
For the viewers at home, it was 6 successes.
Thank you very much, Jan. It's 6 successes, nothing below a 3. That is amazing.
Okay, it's a little bit different from the blade in the thigh. I flick out the rope. It wraps around. It kind of goes, not like tying around the neck, but just goes using the neck as one point of a lasso, basically, or loop.
Nice.
Goes around another neck of another one of them. And then I just pull, and they just knock each other out on their heads.
Nice.
Back to, and they just slump unconscious.
That is awesome.
Flick back the blade.
Wow. Yeah, Dr. Emery, it looks like...
And then take a breath.
Raphael has cleared a bit of the deck for you.
Good, that's what he was supposed to do. I think I have one of these little speedometer is the wrong word, the kind of thing that
Pedometer?
measures speed. Yeah, right. I have one of these at my bike. It's a bit more sophisticated, and right now I am trying to locate a nexus point where I could fix up the tachyon chronoton energies to our timeline, so that they would kind of stop being weird and
Absolutely.
just reinstate what we were doing. And I imagine that at this nexus point, I will also find Doctor or whatever he calls himself, other thingy, Blade,
Yes.
Blade, right? Yeah. I wonder what he's a doctor in, though. I'll ask him.
He's a captain. He's Captain
he's a
Aether
captain.
Blade.
He's
Yeah.
Captain Aether Blade. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I confused that. Okay.
As you
Okay,
do.
you probably, as I do.
I
you
hope
prob-
this is actually all mumbled under, or at least spoken out loud by
no,
Emery.
it's not.
Everything you said.
No, it's what I'm mostly concentrating on my bike and where I need to go. But I think there is a hole in the hull of the ship where
There's a
swell
swell
came
shape. There's a swell
and
shaped hole.
that is a very good point for me and my bike to go into the belly of the beast.
Nice.
Because I need the bike because the odometer thingy is on that. And,
nice.
Should I roll for driving my bike? I mean,
I don't think you need to roll for driving your bike. You would come down and slam into the deck, but I'm imagining there's some kind of inertial dampener gadget type deal. So I'm good with you not taking damage from going from one deck to another without using the stairs. You come down right by the swell.
Yeah, but I think what I need to roll for is configuring the odometer and
sure, to actually find where you want to go,
where I need to go. Yeah,
that's something that makes a lot of sense.
And I think that's very strategic, right?
Absolutely.
And it's probably a little bit super.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's a good thing you've raised that super. Yeah.
So 3, but it's a gadget, so 6.
Yep, and it is
still.
It's
and
not
it's
that
tools.
This is actually typical because this thing is throwing off a lot of energy. The tachyon engine. So go ahead with 2 difficulty and no tension involved in the roll.
Cool. So I'm with 9 dice, right?
Oh, goodness. You're born for this.
No, wait. It's 3, 5. It's 8 dice.
Okay.
I was not born for this. Ask my hips. I was not born for this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and a 1 again. Well,
it's okay. It doesn't hurt you this time. There was no tension involved in researching something, so you're okay.
Cool.
So if you take a look on the Team Gen tab of our character keeper, you'll see the picture of the 3 decks of the Gorgon's Eye. You locate item 10, the power unit wing control. That is also where the engine is housed, the engine of time. And that is what you need to change and adjust to fix things.
Cool. Okay. So if I'm going down, and I've probably not all the way down, right? I need to go to the
you're on lower deck 1 right now.
Okay. Then I'll turn to Swell and shout, "Hey, can you get me 1 deck down, please?"
Well, let's give it a try.
So as you say that to Swell, he is there are robots, like he is actively fighting 2 of the golden robots who just happen to I will bring up a picture of them. They just happen to be wearing bandanas to keep in theme or something. That's the thing that they're doing. Oh, where's my picture? Dang it. I showed a picture of those guys last game. Where did I stick the picture? Oh, well. Well, I will find it at some point. But imagine golden robots who are wearing bandanas like they are sycophantic parrots. I know I've got that picture. Give me 1 moment later. Haha! I will show it straight out of the PDF instead of the cropped out thing that I did have. So there you go. They have like these bullet hands on their left hand and kind of an Iron Man type deal. and then crappy bandanas. That's the first matrix. The artificials. So let's see. I think Swell, you need to defeat these things and build slam a hole for Dr. Emery to be able to get past. So I'm going to say that you have two difficulties here. It's a good difficulty to defeat these first matrix robots, but it will be an incredible feat to be able to also defeat them and create this hole to assist Dr. Emery.
All right.
I will give you a spark or two because I have still my lightning control, and these are robots.
It's true.
So this
that
might
totally
help.
makes sense.
All right. So let's see. I mean, I'm still twice normal size. So I think I'm being super. And I'm basically going to pick one up and smash the other one with that one.
That's pretty
and then
super.
hopefully also smash a hole through the floor. But let's see how that works out. And then hands, I guess. So
Yeah, totally.
5
Hands.
plus 1 from that. Now I guess I'll do one more from. Oh, my spark is running low. I'll do one more for myself. Come on, live on the edge. And so that will be. Wait, what did I say? 5, 6. And how many did I get from Doctor 2? Okay, so.
Oh, are you giving more than one? If so, that means any consequences you'll get to suffer too. Just so we're clear.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm standing right next to him with my bike, right? So
Totally.
that's fair.
I just
That's
want to make
totally
sure we're clear.
fair.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oop. Well, that's a lot of successes, but also 2 ones.
Oh, so it hurts
Which
a little
means-
bit, but man, that's a ton of.
Yeah, but my spark was already at 1.
Oh man, so there's something about this that. So you only go to 0. You can't go to negative spark. You're either out of spark or you're not out of spark. That means you're
I'm
going
using
to.
2
0
spark.
still says, "Oh no!" I mean,
Oh.
That's right. It is. Oh no. So what happens is that something. We'll figure out what's happened in just a second, but that means you're going to lose your humongous size. You're going to go back down to regular swell. You've
that's
lost your
5
swell.
successes as well. So.
Yes.
Which
So you
was
it's one of those-
incredible. Yes.
Yeah,
That's-
you
that's
do
all we
everything
needed.
you intended to, but it drained you of the spark. Do you think it was the hits that you suffered? Like you got shot a few times?
Yeah, it's probably just like, the fighting still takes a lot out of you, and
Absolutely.
being bigger is easy, but it also makes you easier to hit.
Yeah, that's so true. So sad. Fantastic. So you defeat these robots on this level, but in doing so, you lose the spark that allows you to become the gigantic swell. The last act that you have is to slam one of the robots through the deck, creating a space for Dr. Emery. Dr. Emery, you took some damage as well. What do you think? It was an errant shot? Do you think that one of them actually attacked you as you were riding around on your bike?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I let go of some electricity, and then it hit me, and I don't much appreciate that, but it had the advantage that it pushed me down the hole. So I'm driving my bike a little unsteadily down. That was yeah. I don't like being hit, and I say I don't like being hit. I never like being hit.
Like to know who would, but that is totally cool. So let's swing back up to the main deck where Raphael, you freed up, bought some time for Dr. Emery to get out. There are still a few devolved here. One of them is being shot by your son. Dog is nearby as well. You do know, as you're scanning around on this level, that the main deck has the captain's quarters.
I would be going straight to I would gesture to the door and Dana and just start with a slight limp marching towards that door, ready
Cool.
to fight against anything that stops me.
Nice. Dog, what are you doing?
Well, probably helping to carve a path for Raphael.
Nice. Two of you fight your way to the captain's quarters. Raphael is in front, I would assume. I don't think you would want it any other way. And when you throw open the door, there is a robotic parrot. If you remember the picture, and actually if you look down at Captain Aetherblade in our Malliverse cast, you'll see it's a red-winged and feathered cyborg parrot that comes flying up, and it comes right as you open the door. It's coming at you. Behind it, you see Captain Aetherblade. He was lying in wait with his cybernetic eye patch and his Aether Blade, hence the name.
Mm-hmm.
But the parrot is going to be attacking you. What do you do? Like, it's one of those, it was waiting for you to open that door up so that it could come springing out at you.
It comes at me.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to grab it out of the air and just twist its head off. I'm not playing. Raphael's not playing.
That's awesome. Then that sounds to me like a pretty remarkable feat. Tension is involved in the role.
Okay. Highly trained. That's 7. I'm gonna do 2 spark.
Playing with fire, friend. Playing with fire.
Oh, it's remarkable. That's
4 successes.
4 successes. Yeah. I ignore the 1.
Ooh, you do ignore the 1.
I don't get.
You do not get. So you're not going to take any spark damage.
Yeah.
You get 1 success. Yeah. So, sorry, I just saw the comment in chat. I think what happens is you reach for the thing, and it shoots out this projectile that hits you right in your palm as you're reaching for it. It explodes and sends you flying back. And we have a moment of Hugo's face in shock as he was fighting off some more of the devolved. Dad! It hurts. You don't lose any spark, but it's pretty obvious that you've probably broken your left wrist from the concussive force of that bomb going off like inches away. You blocked it with your hand, really. And then the parrot kind of flies up and past you and is going to be circling around to do more mischief. Let's cut to Dog, though. You came behind Raphael. He boldly opened the door and got blasted. You see Captain Aetherblade behind it. He's just got the hilt of his cutlass, and it like forms into this Aetherblade thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lass, you've bitten off more than you can chew here.
Ain't nothing I can't chew. And I just lift up my weapon and shout, "Pipe!" And it becomes a pipe.
Love this weapon. Sweet. If you want to go tete-a-tete with Captain Aetherblade, that is also a remarkable feat. Intention is involved in the role.
All right. Well, it seems pretty bricky yet again.
Yeah.
Super, definitely handsy. Definitely highly trained. So that's 4, 7, 8, 9 dice. They'll spend a spark to make it 10.
Nice.
Oof. Not quite what I was looking for. 3
Mm.
successes.
Mm.
Wait, one.
Mm.
Yep, 3
And
successes
one
and
that'll hit
2.
you. It's 2 total ones, but you have
Yep.
defense crazy good at getting out of the way. So you
Yep.
you come forward with a pipe, and you throw in a couple of good whacks. But he is, for a guy who's like maybe 5'2", and squat, he is surprisingly agile. And he dances back at one point. We swing the pipe above his head, and he bumps against, it's like one of those like globes, right? But the globe is a hollow globe, and you see that there are several other globes, like they're spinning at different rates, as if there are different times going on. And then he slices the aether blade, and I think he hits you along your arm, right? You get out of the way, so it's only a nick. You only lose 1 spark, but then he hops back and kicks up his left peg leg, that bronze-looking thing in his picture, and shoots out this net that like spins out and entraps you. You're a dog, so you've been probably captured in nets before, but he thinks he's got the upper hand. So that's a thing that we will cut away from to see what the next action is from Swell. So Swell, you've lost your spark, your mojo, as it were. You've got a moment where you're breathing heavy. I think there's like bruises, maybe like your cheek is swollen a little bit from all of that. And Sophia, one of Raphael's exes, like, who looks like maybe she's 20 years old, she's like, come on, grab a key. Come on, get on it. We got to get out of here. What do you do, Sim Sim?
So who was that? I was
Oh,
spaced
no
out.
problem. No problem. It happens. So, Swell, you've lost your spark. So, what happens when you have no spark is that you can still do stuff. You're weakened, and you don't have access to your super stat or any of your powers.
Yeah.
So you're there. Last act, you slammed one of the robots through. Dr. Emery went down to the lower decks, and Sophia, one of Raphael's exes, who looks like she's in her 20s, she's still reaching her hand out. She's like, hey, one of those robots has to have the key. Come on, let me out of here. Come on, big guy.
Well, I'll have to look through the debris. We could just maybe try to bend the. You have some. Well, most of you have some peacock blood in you. You probably did. We can, if we work together, we might be able to open the bars. Otherwise,
Peacock
I have
blood?
to.
I've heard of the peacock. He's nice. I need to get to the Def Leppard concert. Can you open this damn door?
Well, you'll have to give me some time while I've searched through the debris of this Tin Man.
Okay. So, yeah, you see that she is actually wearing a brand new looking Def Leppard t-shirt. Her hair is a little on the like big side. Like she has a lot of hairspray going on. Some definite 80s look to her.
I mean, I'm going to look through the debris of the robots to see if I can find anything key-like.
Sure. Give me, we'll call it a typical difficulty. Tension is not involved in the roll, luckily for you. You can only do things that normal folks can do, but you're pretty good.
I think this is pretty normal to do.
It is. It's totally normal.
What stat would it be?
We will call it head because it's perception related.
All right. I mean, yeah, no, I've got 5 dice and that's it. Can't spend any spark. It's 2 successes and another 1.
But tension is
That's
not involved.
no tension. Yeah.
These robots are completely inert at this point. So yeah, you fetch up and you find these little, like a weird key with some cogs on the back of it because it's all steampunky.
Is that a
And
key?
and you see that sure enough, there are 3 women who've all been imprisoned here. You're able to free them, and yeah, one of them, this Sophia girl, looks like she's literally plucked from the 80s. The other women appear to be from different time zones. Why do I keep saying that? Time periods. Wow, I'm so bad at these words. But Sophia says, "Okay, how do we get off this place? Where are we at? Atlantic, Pacific?"
Well, no, we're above land, so we don't want to crash the ship just yet.
Whoa. What?
We're above land. It's okay. Have a sit down. You're on a time traveling ship, and it's you're well, yes, future. I suppose future husband, or there's someone here who would probably like to meet you. He's very interested in making sure that you're safe because of your future children. But for now, we need to make sure that you're safe. We need to keep away from these robots, okay? So we're going to try to keep you out of sight.
Okay. I like the keeping away from robots.
Yes.
So they agree and maybe start to head towards some stairs with you. Dr. Emery, you've taken the bike down to the lower decks. It is very dark here. It appears that all hands were on deck, literally, that all the devolved were sent up to the top deck. And where you are now on the lower deck, you see that there is the main power unit here. And you also see that this is the area where all of the ammo is kept. You could easily blow up this entire ship if, yeah.
No, I want to get the timeline corrected before I blow anything up.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Blowing things up is a great idea, but I think Raphael might be a bit mad if I kept his children from becoming existent again. So I want to look at this machine thing because it is where the chronoton energy comes from.
Love it.
And
chronoton. Way much better than time zone.
Yeah, and I want to align it again, so the whole timey-wimey mess will stop, and people who have been taken from their time zones will be from their time zones, right? From their original time will be put back, basically.
So what I'm going to do for this is set it as a difficulty, like for an extended action. It is, in the parlance of hit the streets, it is known as, we're just looking at the actual technology, total threat difficulty. So to return all 3 of the women who are snatched from their times, that is an amazing feat. But you can make, like, for each successful attempt, you can send more of them back, but it's not going to be set right until you have a total of those 6 successes.
So I'll have to gather these successes. Like when we were playing World of Darkness, you had extended actions where you could gather successes.
There's some of that.
It's like that. Cool. So I need 6 of them, right?
Right. And just so we're clear at the stakes, if you don't succeed at the first, then that means that it's going to take more time, which means the Aether Blades forces will be on their way to try to repel borders, of which you are one.
Yeah, it's too bad that the Simpsons swelled down for whatever reason. I didn't really understand. I don't care at this point. At this point, I'm caring about this machine and getting it to send all the elements that are in this timeline back to their own timeline where they're supposed to be. And that means fooling around with chronotons. And I'm not totally not making this gesture. I'm not. I am also suppressing the urge to laugh maniacally, because that never adds anything good to an action. And I will instead start connecting the odometer of the bike to my laptop, and then take out my screwdriver, because come on, I'm going to Doctor Who this now. And so I feel this is very appropriate. And then I will spool up the energy and use electromagnetic forces to drive the chronotons where I need them to go.
All right. That sounds like a good theory. Let's see how, as a strategist, being super, I mean, let's be honest, chronotons are not normal.
Yeah. It's fine.
You're definitely using tools and gadgetry.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to rope in my electricity powers here, because I'm using that
All right.
to
5, 6, 7, and 3. Looks like you're at 10 dice with no spark expenditure.
4, 3, 7. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm rolling 10 dice. I don't expend spark here because I don't want to stop having superpowers at this point. Really, I don't. So I'm rolling dice. Is there tension involved? Probably, right?
Oh yeah, there's some tension here.
Yeah, I don't think. I will explain, I will mumble what I'm doing to my laptop and my screwdriver, but it's more like I'm talking out loud. Just the theories. You probably, other blade might understand what I'm up to, but few other people would. And I really need to roll now and not switch windows to look at your faces.
We're all leaning
so
forward.
that's 1, 2, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. Okay, fair. So I've got 4 successes, and
Sweet.
and I lose 1 spark.
So you're pulling all this, and we see the kind of Kirby dots and this energy around the Aether engine. And then we pop to a couple frames of the swell as he's leading these ladies to safety. And one of them, who had like punk hair, like a crazy mohawk going on, she just pops, like boom, she's gone. Like she's gone the swell. So one of the 3 ladies is now disappeared. And Dr. Emery, as you're rerouting power, you realize that very foolishly, Captain Aetherblade routes the power to the engines that keep this ship aloft. And the ship now is starting to descend quickly.
Mm-hmm. So it will fall if I
it's started to fall now.
Calibrate the chronoton.
Yeah.
Great. So I need to recalibrate the chronotons, and then I need to fix the stupid ship, so we don't all crash to our stupid death.
Exactly. Yeah, so let's cut away from you as you come to that realization. And so, Raphael, the ship starts to fall as you are getting back up. Hugo is helping. So he's giving you a hand. He's trying to pull you up to your feet. Dad, come on.
I don't need a hand. Stay in the fight. Dog needs our help.
Okay, let's go. And he's still like hands near you, and one of the devolve comes around and he spins around and poof, and then he has to pop out the clip, but that gives you time to go do whatever you need to do. So what are you doing, Raphael?
I mean, what does it look like in the cabin with
you see Dog is covered by a net, and Captain Aetherblade is gloating. What do you do?
I mean, is the deck still horizontal or?
Oh, like, can you still walk on it? Yes.
Okay. I think I'm striding back purposely. It's like, Yeah, I got knocked down.
Nice.
I'm still coming.
Cool. So as you start walking through
mm.
towards the door, the ship drops like 100 feet. It's the kind of thing where your feet come up a little bit and you land back down again when it re-solidifies. And Aetherblade looks around. Arr! Someone's messing with me engine.
I don't think I can actually say anything just for the moment because, you know, my knees aren't great and that did not help. So I'm like, I think I've just got one arm on something. And I'm like leaning over for a second, just some deep breaths. And like, then I continue my walk towards the dog. You okay?
I got this, Pud. Maybe you should point this bird over the ocean.
Where is there a sci-fi wheel?
Of course there's a wheel. Absolutely.
It's on the upper deck. You can probably see it from,
Yeah,
it's
you can
probably
see it
like
for you.
over the captain's cabin.
Mhm. It's exactly where it is. Yeah. It's option.
I give the captain a look. I'm like, you know, you're in for a world of hurt, but it ain't gonna be from me. And I start climbing up the little ladder to the wheel. I just give
Sweet.
dog a nod because she's got this.
Oh, your bravado will cost you, little
Ain't
lady.
mine.
And he's going to move forward, dog, to stab you.
Yeah, well, during that 100-foot drop, I used the difference in momentum between me and the net to loosen it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I twist my weapon around and go big blade.
Ooh, nice. That's awesome.
And use that to cut my way out of the net and back
Awesome.
into the fight.
Sweet. So you cut your way out of the net. He stabs forward into the deck and you nimbly move out of the way. And he hobbles around and says, finally, a little bit of competition here.
Yeah, pretty boring playing with yourself and a bunch of robots, isn't it?
Oh, I'll play with you a little, missy. Run you along the yard arm. Have you walked the plank?
Oh, you have no idea.
Sweet. So he will close in because he is not as good at the repartee as he wishes he were. And so again,
Yep.
he is remarkable with tension involved. You will need 4 successes. Let's build that roll as you two face.
All right.
You're being a brick. You're being super. I think you're using tools and you're highly trained.
Mhm.
So same role as before, really.
Right on.
Should be 8 base, and then you're going to spend any of that meager spark you have left. You can.
I'm going to play it a little safer this time and just roll the 8.
Okay. 50-50 chance.
Oh.
1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
4,
3, 4,
5.
5. And
2 1s, which means you only eat 1 spark of damage. I think it's a pretty titanic and messy thing. He has all these hollow books on bookshelves that get sliced open by his aether blade as you nimbly duck under. And I'm curious, where is the spot in the captain's quarters where you guys end up at the final moment, and what is it that you do to defeat Captain Aetherblade?
I mean, I think what I do to finally defeat Captain Aetherblade is I sort of juke him into an area where he's actually got quite a lot of room to maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching him, and I know pretty much how his sword style works now, especially how it's affected by having to tether that sword to his hip. So I take advantage, and once he's got the space for something big and flashy, as it turns out, I roll under his sword, pop up behind him, slash that little energy conduit.
Nice.
And then, I guess I don't kill him.
I was curious. It was in your hands. You have defeated him, but how? Cool. So is it a swift
Yep.
kick, a swift boot
So
to the
I-
head?
I actually use the whip that's been sort of wrapped around my forearm for this whole fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I loosen it, get it around his neck, and choke him out.
Oh, nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's
Then I
cut.
have myself a nice sit down.
Yeah, I think that's a sit down capable thing. Let's cut to Dr. Emery. You had 4 successes. You need 2 more.
I will
There
do
are
this.
first matrix droids that are making their way.
Yeah, well, I can't do anything. I mean, I might yell for some like need a little support would be appreciated here. But if he doesn't come, he doesn't come. I still roll my 10 dice and
Ooh.
see.
I'm coming.
First, I need to save the stupid timeline and dump it and make these chronotons do what I want them to do. And for some reason, save Captain Peacock's family. And no, I will resist the temptation to make it so that he would have been Captain Peacock all the time. I will not do that, but I'm a little tempted. I will admit that. But no, I'm not a villain anymore. And I'm telling this to the machine, and I'm pretty sure Small can hear that. I'm not a villain anymore. I'm not doing that. And then I roll. And I
Okay.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and another 2 ones, which means that I am also, oh no, without any sparks, which is not good.
Not good at all. I think what we see
No.
is you're having this conversation as clomp, clomp, clomp. Several of the first Matrix droids come down. You use some electricity powers to disable one of them, but another one shoots you in the back right as you
Ow.
flip the
Ow.
switch. And the swell, the other 2 ladies who were with you, like pop, pop, and you now have lost the family members of Raphael. They're gone. They just
I hope
slipped through
that's
your
good.
fingers.
And then I probably jump down to where Dr. Emery is, because I think
And
he needs some
then
help.
everything starts sliding forward. Dog, everything tilts just like you're like dipping down on a huge giant wave. And Raphael, this ship is losing power and you're at the helm.
Oof. How much give does the wheel have?
I mean, it feels like you could use to control the ship, like
Yeah.
maybe.
I'm
Primary engine
like looking at all
failing.
the all the buttons and things, and just like,
Yeah, it's like a giant
That
captain's wheel. It's
looks-
got all kinds of toggles and switches and dial readouts and the like.
yeah, nothing is immediately making sense. So I kind of glance to the front of the ship. What am I seeing ahead?
Oh, it looks like Beechwood. It's getting bigger.
Okay, I'm with all my might. In fact, I might have to. I feel like I'm going to do some rope-assisted pulling of the.
Oh, nice! You like whip the peacock rope out and use that
yeah.
to open. Nice. That sounds awesome.
I've got an idea of if I need to put in more oomph into this.
I think it is going to be a remarkable feat using only tertiary engines on this thing to right it and keep it from crashing solidly into beachwood.
So I'm like
Terra firma.
pulling this thing to the side with the rope. Maybe using a bit of leverage if I can on something.
Absolutely.
This is being super, I guess.
Think so.
I think it's. I don't know if highly trained counts on this.
I think so. You're using your strength. You know how to use your body. I think that works.
Okay.
It's definitely a tool that you're using because you've brought your rope into it. So that's 8 right there.
8. I think I'm at 7.
Super is 2. Tools is 4. Highly trained is 2. That would be 8.
Oh, I didn't know the powers is counted as 2. Okay.
They do.
I've been using. Okay. Cool.
Oh, I've been shorting you then. I'm sorry. I should have caught that.
8. Oh, I've only got 2 spark.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna toss in a spark. Climb up and start helping out.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some kind of compass thing next to it that I start poking at.
Cool. If you're, oh yeah, you don't have much mark left either. Here we go.
Just 9. We'll stay at that.
All right, here we go. Good luck.
I got 2. Oh, 1 gets eaten up by
Yes.
my fencing, so I'm down to 1.
Oh my goodness, the
1,
rolls.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Woo! I was like already trying to think of, okay, what happens if he fails?
Like, I think I'm actually like leaning off the roof of the cabin, like with my rope, pulling the wheel, like one of those catamaran type.
Yeah, and I think we like cut as you're doing all this work. We cut to Hugo, and he's like wrapped a rope around him just in time, and he's like holding on to it, and he goes flying up as the ship is crashing down because he was on the deck. And a bunch of the devolved bodies just all fly off, and then
sweat is pouring off my face. You can see the muscles, well, if he was bare armed, you could see the muscles like just quivering.
The dog is calling out with the compass and giving you like a last heave ho, and then finally, it's one of those like it comes and it pulls up just a little bit, and you come and you buzz over some houses. Yes, I'm sorry.
Can we do so? I think I heard that the tertiary power generators were still working, right?
Yeah.
So we could spool them up with the main engine, just to give us a little boost, right? That might be possible. That's just mechanics. That's not a super thing.
No,
that's just
not at all.
A normal thing that a mechanic could do.
Yeah.
I only need a brief burst of energy just to not drop. I don't.
That's a lot harder than searching the light bulbs, though.
Yes, but I'm a doctor
with
of
robots
physics.
in the room.
Robots in the room.
Yeah.
So Doctor.
And maybe you keep the robots occupied. And I'll try to get us a burst of energy so we don't crash into this town or the ocean or anything really.
Yeah, it's a thing where
I'm too pretty to die.
Raphael, you're like, you don't think you're going to have enough thrust from the tertiary engines, and then all of a sudden the indicator light for engine 1 like flicks on, and it gives you that last moment, and you end up buzzing over.
I will say he thought no such thing, because he just thinks, turn wheel, turn, don't crash. That's
so you
not thinking of tertiary things.
But maybe Dog, who's much more pragmatic, realized that maybe that's a bad thing. And then bam, she ends up hovering over this misbegotten, forgotten military silo where Dr. Warp calls home. and everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. And then Hugo comes crashing down onto the deck. Splat. Oh, how?
Well, I have to let out a couple hoots and hollers because we just lived.
I kind of just ease myself down on my own rope just to the floor. It's like, oh.
About the robots.
They're gone. They did not survive this impact. You now have a sky ship that is functional. And yeah, Hugo's going to call in Parma because this thing needs to be impounded. This should not fall in the wrong hands.
Every time you use that radio, and I keep getting a craving for ham. No, Parma ham? No, no one. No. Okay, is it just me?
I'll eat
call
ham.
you- I want something stronger.
Yeah,
I think
with a
I'm
side,
Like bacon?
with a side of prosciutto.
Yeah, whatever.
I think Raphael's like a bit quiet off to one side, and he's got his wallet, but he's not opened it yet.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
like-
calling on Raphael. I'm saying it should be
Yeah.
repaired. It should be repaired. I did what I could.
They disappeared. I think that was good.
Yeah, if they were the prospective girlfriends.
By the
Somebody
way,
just-
Ruff, I mean, like, they were young, but props.
That's
Shake my
that's a
head.
couple-
Karma's never a problem. It was the keeping.
Uh,
And somebody look at this. And I hand over my wallet. Should have a big fold out of family photos.
Mhm. Who
why
takes
not
the-
equal?
I'm not
I
willing
definitely
to-
Simon has a look.
Yeah.
I think he probably says something along the lines of like, well, they're not all equally pretty, but
when you open it up, yes, you do see that there's quite a few various family members of the Fernandez clan returned. The
Oh,
pictures.
help me up.
that one definitely looks more like you. That one looks more like her mother, so that one's a nicer specimen.
I would rather you not grade my children.
I mean, grading them, but you know, I'm just saying.
Okay,
You
don't
were
get
not the
wallet
pretty one in
privilege.
the family.
I snatched my wallet back. No wallet privileges for you.
That's a couple D6 of spark right there. So you guys each roll a D6 and get that back. That's pretty great. Is there anything more you wanted to do on the sky ship, or do we kind of jump forward?
What about Captain Ethel thingy?
Oh,
we
def-
should.
oh,
Yeah,
I would like
I'll
to know what
drag
he was
him
up
out.
to.
I'll
I
be
would
like-
like to know what he was doing here. I mean, why did he do these things? Did someone
Why
put
the
up?
peacock?
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
So yeah, you guys drag Captain Aetherblade out of the captain's quarters. You've disarmed him. His parrot didn't come flying back. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's left.
Going
Realizing
to become another part of Emery's menagerie.
perhaps.
No,
so-
Emery is pretty beat up right now. Somebody shot him in the back. That hurts. I understand why Golden Boy was complaining about it. Ow.
The trick is not to get shot. I say looking really
Was
beaten
never
up.
good with-
Wait, but what about your
I
shoulder
was-
though?
Never really was really
Yes.
good at this trick.
Captain Aetherblade opens his one good eye. He chuckles low.
Good, he's awake.
Blast me. Well, it looks like this time you defeated me.
Not every time. It's But you're gonna have to explain something to us. Why them?
Why them? Well, I came upon a plot to serve sweet vengeance. Went back to find out Golden Boy and Tempest how to hurt them the most. Tempest I captured in the future.
Yeah.
Golden Boy, I wanted to hurt those we loved. I look back for anyone he grew attached to, and unlike Raphael here, he has no one. None at all. Just you lot. So I
Raphael
punched
punch him in the
Raphael.
face.
Ooh.
like try and do like a knockout punch.
Yeah, and that'll work. He is pretty beat up. So
I shake my hand. I clutch my hand because I think, yeah, he has us.
And Dog will sort of check where Hugo is and where the other Parma agents might be, and then
you see a line of black SUVs coming, skipping down, speeding down the road towards this and coming through the gate, and they are here to try to secure this skyship.
But basically, is Hugo watching us?
He is, because his dad being okay is pretty important, but do you have the feeling he might look away if that's a thing that you wanted to happen?
Yeah, well, it's really up to Raphael, because I look to him last and go,
I'm like, this. I think one of my daggers is like kind of twiddling with it with the hand, but I'm like,
and I
no.
look at you when you're twiddling your dagger. I'm
Oh.
telling you, somebody once told me that revenge is not the same as justice. Didn't understand back then. Not sure I fully understand.
Sounds like an
right
arrogant idiot.
That was you. Yeah. That
no.
was you. Yeah.
Mm.
It was a
Yeah,
good line, actually.
Used to think so, but
pat your shoulders and wave over to Hugo. Say, you got more of them handcuffs?
I'm not going to try and stab him.
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
I have
for
some
him.
handcuffs.
Yeah, for him. Okay.
So,
you want that key from earlier?
Yeah, Dad.
There you go. You did well.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to babysit you, man. She just stood up and started popping them off. Pop, pop.
Thanks.
Should I make your dad proud, son?
Did I?
I mean, only a cool name would have made it any better. I mean, a lot of good bird names.
Vulture is not one of them.
Stay Parma?
I've got a pretty great name. Fernandez.
Boy knows how to butter you up.
Then he moves over and rolls a rope ladder down, and some of the Parma agents will start climbing up to come in here and secure this area.
You're not taking my bike, son. You're not taking my bike. That's mine.
Okay. You should probably get out of here, guys. Leave the captain and the ship to us.
Yeah, be careful about him and Chronoton energy. He's pretty good at manipulating that.
If Dr. Emery, you're interested, we may need to call you in for some consulting. The fees are reasonable.
Sure. Sure, call me. Yeah, Raphael has my number. It's also in the phone book.
Of what?
There's this book with phone numbers in it for old people, you know?
They have a website now, the yellowpages.com, I think.
Yeah, I know, but
They don't have the book anymore?
they do have the books. They still have the
Oh,
book for,
okay.
as I said, old people. I mean, I know what a website is, but still, I'd like to have something in my hands sometime. You know? Not everything needs to be bits and bytes.
So
Whatever you say, Emery. I'm gonna steal the hollow globe from inside the captain's quarters and then I'll wander off.
nice.
I wanted to explain about quarks and positrons, but no, she's gone. Damn it.
So you grab the hollow globe, which turns out actually is just like a little chip. So it's very easy to slide upon your person. You don't have to carry it out.
Nice.
And you guys will be escorted off of the ship. They don't say anything about Dr. Emery taking the bike. And they are definitely going to arrest and imprison Captain Aetherblade and impound this sky ship. So I think that would bring that particular adventure to a close, but not our session. So let's take a quick, shorter break, and then when we come back, I'd like to do a few refresh scenes so folks can build back some of the spark, and then explore a bit more of the mall and a bit more of your day-to-day and potentially other plot lines. So let's take a break. Sweet. So we're back, and we have some folks who are very, very low on spark. So that is a thing that we should probably deal with. Our methods for regaining spark: bickering, talking about old times will get you a random amount of D6 of spark back, but the more powerful ways are bonding, which you can do with other members of your team. You can also go out and try to make the neighborhood a little bit better, fight petty crime, or make the neighborhood a little bit better by performing charity work. So I'll open it up. These would be some good scenes. Probably after the gigantic fight, going straight into another fight may be a little weird. So maybe just some more intimate scenes. I'd love to pick up one at the mall, just because it's the Malliverse. So that would be a fun thing. So who's interested in picking up with a scene at the mall? Maybe this is one of those like aftermath kind of conversations, or it could be wholly unrelated. So where do we want to set it? Is this in the food court? Is this at the lobby of the AMC movie theater? Is it the little flea market area? Where do we want it to be?
I think the food court makes sense.
Cool.
I don't know. I think maybe even I think Simon might even just be in his overalls.
Oh, he's
The
back at
mall
work.
overalls. Yeah.
Gotta pay those bills.
Exactly. And I'm not sure if he's just passing by and maybe seeing someone in the in the courts.
Yeah, I think I'm passing by. I'm on my way, maybe from fixing bikes. I'm not really up to it actually, because I'm really still hurting from the shot in the back. But can you do? And I think you can see that Emery Brutus is just sitting down a bit, like, okay, I need a rest now.
I think Simon will just sort of shuffle over and hey Bruce, I think you did well. You I would say you really made a name for yourself, huh? Huh? I mean,
Uh,
I'm not sure if they're going to be reporting much about it, but still,
no,
I'll be,
I hope they won't, because I don't want people to look into who I am too closely.
well,
I mean, I believe there's still a warrant out for Dr. Flux that's somewhere.
Well, yes, but now you're just a cyclist.
Yes,
Oh.
and
And I think it's a good one, and you did good.
thanks. Thank you for
Yeah,
it.
you did good.
Yeah, I occasionally do that. Thank you. You had my back, and I really appreciate it. I remember when you had my back in a very different way.
Well, yes, there was that, but
That was. Yeah, I deserved it. I don't hold any grudges. I deserved every ass kicking I got from you and Raphael.
Yes, most of them, except when I kicked your ass at Rummy Cup. That was.
Yeah,
I mean,
that you cheated. I know that you did, but it's okay. I don't mind. It's fine. It's better than things that happened before.
it's still a weird. It was a weird, like. Did you ever like? This is maybe a very personal question, but when you were still, on fighting on the other end of the spectrum, like, would you consider going after the loved ones of someone that you're going after? Like, he was going twice removed. I think that's like crossing the line, right? Or is that
extremely,
like?
No, it's extremely convoluted, but that is kind of what the whole super villain thing is about. And I got told by the Parallax, I think it was Phlogiston. It was Parallel Phlogiston. Told me, if you're a villain, you never take the direct approach. You have always have to have a twist that the heroes don't expect. It never worked out. The heroes always expected the twist or dealt with the twist on the fly. So yeah,
But
like
I mean,
like this time.
to be fair, like, we'd gotten the message, and me and Golden Boy were sort of going like, oh well, something's gonna be, and then they go after, well, not Raph, but Raph's family. Like, villains. No offense.
I didn't understand about families back then. I didn't have kids myself or anything like that. And it was more of a theory, the whole, yeah, somebody has a family. Yeah, that was more of a theoretical construct. And I believe it's the same for this other.
How are the kids doing?
I don't know. I don't talk to, they don't talk to me. Or she doesn't talk to me anymore.
That's such a shame.
Well, I try to leave my past behind, but it catches up to you.
Yeah.
And I did some pretty horrible things back then.
Well, you tried.
Well, there were dead people. You prevented most of what I would have done, but still.
Yeah, no, I mean, some of your plans were clever. Like, you had, I have to admit, your plans were generally better than the people that you worked for. Just.
Yeah, I had pretty good plans, but I had no ambition. I never knew what I wanted. I wanted the world to know me. Yeah, like that's worth something.
Well, hey,
I'm better off now.
Yeah, they'll get to know the cyclist.
Oh, I'm not after that anymore. I'm pretty fine the way I am. I've got a cat and a half-finished project that I'm working on, and
you should make like one of those what do they call it? Those blog things. Yes.
Blog things?
Yeah, just get your name out there and tell about your tell the people on the interwebs about your projects.
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, but
it's you know, you get your name out there, but they can't. Though you need to use one of the where they can't find that.
Yeah,
You shouldn't make it easy. You'll know better what to do.
yeah, I know what you mean. I could do a blog about super science stuff, but then some kid could find it and do terrible things with that. So maybe
And-
not, you know.
and
How
you
to
can-
build a death ray in 10 easy steps is maybe not the best.
You teach them.
Maybe I could tell you, I could do an ethics blog, but I'd need your help there.
Me and I mean, you know, grandkid taught me how to use the WhatsApps and the other, but no, I don't know how to. No, I'll leave that to you. And
But you're you have a lot, your moral compass is a lot more intact than mine is.
well, I mean, you know, that I suppose, but that's not just, you know,
That's a fact. So
just you know where your north is now, so that's good.
yeah, I guess.
And as you guys are talking about knowing where your north is, we see first drawn little hazily, and then she starts to come into focus, is Sylvia Brown. She sees the two of you are talking, notices there's a little bit of a, you know, a delay in the conversation. I'm sorry, Dr. Emery, Sim.
Yes.
How are you?
We're good.
Good. Have you seen Marty? He's not at the gym today.
No, I haven't seen him. I know he was very excited to see you.
He was?
Maybe we'll-
He never seems that
Oh,
excited.
he's trust me. And there's like a big fat wink, like.
I roll my eyes a little. I say, maybe we'll, if we see him, we'll tell you asked about him. That'll make his day for sure.
Well, thank you. That's all. I've noticed he's always at work and he wasn't today, so I would just make sure that he's okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll look him up maybe.
Well, he just overslept.
Sure.
Or he has a doctor's appointment.
Is he sick?
No, he's I mean, old people always have doctor's appointments.
Yes, I was just
I
gonna
don't
say,
know what we.
Okay, you're not wrong. All right. Well, you guys seemed deeply involved in your conversation. I don't want to take up any more of your time. If you see Marty before I do, just tell him I asked about him.
Oh,
Yeah, but you have to look at this picture of Tinkerbell before you go, because I've got a new one.
Well, of course I have to. And she moves around to take a look and does the appropriate, like she's a super animal lover, so she gets into it. There's no faking it.
I know. That's why I'm showing it to her, because I want somebody to see how pretty my little cat is.
And she can't help herself, but like if you bring Tink by, there are some wonderful treatments we could do, lighten up her skin. She would be so happy.
Yeah, bring her by next few days.
Great. Well, you guys have a good afternoon. It was nice to see you. Gotta get back to the store.
I'll make sure to pass your message to Marty.
She'll head off.
When she's gone, I turn to you and say, should we look him up? Marty?
I mean, we can. Yeah?
Sure. Okay.
We'll give him a call. Otherwise, we'll pass by his house. He'll be fine.
No answer at his phone.
We'll pass by his house then.
Oh, you guys just gonna skip out of work? I mean, Dr. Emery, you know there's some more bikes waiting for you, and
I don't. Yeah. Well, my back is hurting. I'll call my contact at the Dick's and say, "Hey, I'm not really feeling good today, and I don't think I can do a screw bike fixing thing. I had a little accident and
the system
I
manager
fell."
says, "Okay, if you're hurt, did you get hurt on the job, Brutus?"
No.
Oh, that's
It's
a lot of
fine.
paperwork. Okay, well, are you sure you can't just push through for another hour? We've got a couple bikes that are waiting.
Oh, sorry. I'm not feeling that well.
Okay, I'll just let those customers know they'll need another day wait.
Sorry.
You know, Rolf really doesn't like too many absentees from his employees. He doesn't.
I'm not his employee. I'm a volunteer there. You know that.
I mean,
I don't even get paid.
I mean, well, have a good afternoon. And then quickly.
Something, I turn to you and say, something is weird with that Rolf kid.
Seems like a perfectly fine young lad to me.
He's too serious.
He likes to drain his employees dry. Cool. I loved that scene. 5 spark back to each of you. That was exactly what I want from a really good bonding scene. So I see from the chat that there's a scene at the boxing gym. Did we name it? I've got boxing gym written down.
Yeah, we haven't named it.
Doomcopter and Disco Gold, but boxing gym and just Beechwood Boxing, I think maybe was one of the possible. A nice,
Nice, simple.
Sweet. So is it one of those where we establishing shot from the exterior of this kind of square, rectangular, pretty squared off building with Beechwood Boxing, and we come in and there are a couple scenes of some people. Is it old style boxing gym, like, big heavy bag, speed bag, or is there other, what's distinct? There we go. What's distinct about Beechwood Boxing that Dog has made sure is part of it?
I think that there actually is like a decent camera rig set up.
Oh.
To photograph matches, and also like training sessions can be recorded, and you can go over it and be like, see, your form wasn't good here, here, and here, and so on, like that, for review.
Nice.
And otherwise, it's the squared circle in the center, and speed bags, heavy bags. There's a lot of open space for cardio and warm-ups, and big heavy mats for various practice going on, and probably a few big digital clocks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Maybe one wall with mirrors.
Mixed gender boxing thing? Any MMA or other, or is it just straight up boxing?
No MMA, just boxing.
Okay, nice. Cool. What is Dana doing here today when we kick off this scene?
Well, it's probably her and a couple other mentors, right, doing just a regular boxing class with a bunch of teenagers. So they probably spend the first few minutes like demonstrating concepts and talking about, what this session's going to be about, what they'll do, then run warm-ups, and then break up into smaller mentoring groups, right? So that way they can go from this sort of broad focus to a closer focus where each mentor only has to handle like 5 kids at a time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is this boxing, like, is this class, you've got 3 mentors.
Mhm.
Are we talking like they're, 10-ish students here?
Yeah.
Cool. So before we move any further in that, just want to check in. Alex, you had mentioned that you had an idea. So
Well, I just think, I think I would just come in while I'd slightly timidly kind of come in and like be around on the edge, like, and like watching some of this happen. And then I would like start to walk towards Dana. I think stopping by one of the kind of kids who's working on like punching bag or something. It's like, you should, keep the feet moving, dance with it, You'll be quicker to
Nice.
dodge. You look good while doing it. Style should never be ignored.
Sweet. And we see that the person you gave your advice to is Tate Vandersteen. And he just kind of spits his mouthpiece out to hold it in his teeth and nods his blonde hair. Fluffs a little bit there. He starts to get sweaty. And yeah, Dana, you see the Raphael's come in.
And I guess Dana's in the ring, maybe?
Yeah, I'm in the ring. I'm with a student. I'm like holding up a target for them and coaching them on blows and form.
Yeah. I would with
I'll like
with
pull a hand out of the target and wave.
Yeah. I have nod and then with some visible efforts clamber into the ring. Like, I try not. I kind of just like nod and like I don't want to like talk over your lesson. Like,
Yep. So I'll continue and just say, yep, try it again.
Cool. She nods and comes in, tries to 1-2 punch and dances back, comes forward, 1-2 punch. And you can see that her left elbow is a little down. Otherwise, her form is improving.
Doing good. Good clean. Good step in.
She nods vigorously. This is pretty exciting for her to let out all the aggression and build up a good lather of sweat without having to be embarrassed about it. So, yeah.
Want you to work the bag for about 5 minutes, then cool off, then maybe 5 minutes jump rope.
She spits out the mouthpiece into her glove hand. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Grabs it back in and then ducks under and jumps down from the ring to run over and get to work on the heavy bag.
Yep. And I tell one of the next kids, like, give me a few minutes with my friend here. I'll be right with you, man.
You have a lot of talent here.
Well, we got a lot of young kids who need some direction. They need an outlet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I suppose you have enough people here, mentors and such, I assume.
Demand on the program is pretty low this time of year, but things pick up in the fall.
So, I mean, you may need some help.
Could you maybe use some help?
I mean, next generation.
We've got some
doesn't...
kids who I don't think flourish exactly with boxing. You know,
I
you get
mean,
them past the basics and the loud noises, and you kind of know.
I mean, I do have some skills in alternative martial art styles. I could help. I mean, you know, the younger generation isn't going to train themselves, and you know, one day I'll be past my prime, and
Sad day.
That's not today. I give a little smile.
Right.
I think.
Well, how about we get you in a conversation with the project coordinator? See what they've got to say about it.
I would like that. So
Right now, this gym's pretty strictly boxing, but MMA is real popular.
what's that?
Oh, it's mixed martial arts. It's yeah. It's
Have I been doing MMA?
not really. MMA is I mean, MMA is still a sport. What we do, it's not the same, but MMA is kind of like what you get if you took boxing but included kicks and groundwork. So not like boxing at all. Because let's see, like a boxing jab goes like this. I'll demonstrate. And then I go, but an MMA jab actually works like this. And the MMA jab actually involves a lot more foot repositioning and a bit of
the dance.
Little bit. I'm just like, well, yeah, I mean, if you punch like this in boxing, you're going to get your ass kicked. But in MMA, you've got to be making sure that you make the reach. You got to make sure that you're prepared for a kick. So it's different.
The rope helps with the reach.
I don't think we're going to get approval for weapons training.
I think when I say the rope, I kind of lift my sleeve slightly, and you can see that my old rope dagger thing is underneath there, and I'm like, oh. Okay.
Yeah. But no, I'll put in a good word for you. Yeah. How you feeling? You want to? Come on, get in here.
Okay.
And in fact, instead of the big target, I'll get on some gloves and I'll just be like, come on, tap my gloves. You can do it.
And around the boxing gym, like there's some people who maybe like one person slows down in the speed bag, a couple of folks that were just shadow boxing, they stop and they just turn to watch the gym. A couple of them talking like, Dana's gonna fight. Whoa, we gotta see this. And a few people just start kind of migrating closer to the ring, around the ring, looking up.
I think as somebody who's never doesn't want to show off, I think he would do a few that would be like, I wouldn't go too far underneath my skill, but I would make you, like Dana knows I've been beaten up a bit, so she would expect a bit slower. So I do a little bit slower, but then I try and like, I do want to like get past the defenses. Obviously I can't really hurt her much,
right?
With a punch,
right?
So like I don't, and I don't make it look like it would hurt, but I would try and get a 1, 2, 3 jab past the defenses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she would allow that or if I could, or if it needs a roll.
I don't know.
I think you tweak my nose and I laugh at it because.
Oh yeah, no, oh yeah, it's the full on actual
not
just
like
tweak, just like boop.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah.
There's probably some chuckling, and then the girl you sent to the heavy bag is like, "Come on, Data, lay him out." There's a
Young
little bit of
miss,
laughter.
I've been beaten up enough this week. I would rather walk out on my own feet today.
Tracy, you don't know, but this man's got a broken wrist.
Mm. Oh, don't remind me. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry, that was my fault.
I could never ignore a chance to show off. It's always been a flaw of mine.
It just means you're having fun.
Yeah. And I should really get going. I need to go by Marty's and apologize. I think I was a bit short with him.
Oh, all right. All right, we're gonna see you. Gonna see you walking Thursday.
Of course.
All right.
And I'll
Pat him on the shoulder and
it's fine. I'm fine.
sorry. All right, all right. But really, come back. Don't just let this sit.
I will.
All right, we'll work you in.
Nice. That's a good scene. That's a real good scene. Five spark back to the each of you as well. That's really cool. Cool. So just checking in. Are there any other scenes that folks would like? I have one scene with Raphael. Maybe it picks up like right outside of the boxing gym.
I just have a little vignette at the end of this for Bruce, but go ahead.
Okay,
with
cool.
Raphael.
All right. Yeah, I'd rather have your vignette be our potential capper. But do think about, Jan, if you can think, is there a scene you'd like with the swell before we close out? And Dog, if there's any, Jen, if there's any follow for Dog. So Raphael, you come outside and you see a black SUV, and you see your son is there. He's by himself. He's still got like a couple, like those cool guy band-aids, just like the two, like so you can still see the cut, right? And I think he's got a little bit of a busted lip.
You look like you've been through the wars.
Same war as you this time, Dad. Listen, I saw you took the bus down. I can drive you home. I'd like to drive you home.
I would like that.
He starts to walk around as if he's going to open your door, but then he stops himself and just gets in the driver's side instead. We cut to a panel of him driving. He says, everyone's back. I guess whatever Dr. Emery did set everything pretty much back to the way it was. Magpie's mom, though, I think she remembers what happened, so stuff seems a little different with Magpie.
Huh. I should call her. And did you get in trouble?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was worth it, but yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe I could have handled things. I don't know.
You care about your family, Dad. I can't fault you for that at all. If anything happened to my wife or my kid, I just can't stop thinking about, this guy. He wanted to hurt you. Aetherblade. He's trying to destroy you by taking out all the people you love, but I was still around.
You understand that I would have, if I'd lost everyone, I don't think I would have even been able to stand.
I mean, I'm not saying I wasn't. I was glad to be there, Dad. I was, but I can't stop thinking about it. Why didn't he take me too? Did he know?
He was pirate-themed time traveler. I don't think we need to take his opinions on anything seriously. I mean, he was an idiot. He had a robotic parrot.
It almost
flying around.
That was a pretty good pirate for as far as. You think he went back in time and saw all the kids and then saw me and realized, hey, I don't have to worry about that one.
As I said, an idiot. I mean, if I was a villain, I would have taken you out straight away. I mean, did you see? I mean, I was picturing the bird costume over top of it, but even without that, you were rolling and shooting and fighting robots and cavemen. I mean,
is that good enough?
You could have done some quips, but I mean,
it's never good
you got
enough.
to practice. It's next time.
It's never good enough though. Until I put on a costume and start.
No. Sorry, no, I get fixated on that. You were magnificent.
Where's the but? There's no but?
No but.
Do you mean it?
Magnificent.
Because I'm going to be doing paperwork for the next 9 months, maybe longer. I'd at least like to know that I made my dad proud for once.
Not just once.
Really? Okay. I'm never going to wear a costume. You could just let it go. You should.
Maybe just like a fancy tie.
Not even on Halloween.
Cufflinks?
Dad. No. If they're Parma approved, maybe.
Gold bird cufflinks.
Talk to Dr. Emery. Maybe cufflinks.
And we engrave that Glock of yours. Eagle on the side.
Government issue Glock, Dad. I turned those in. Like, I don't have just one gun, Dad.
Yet.
And then he pulls up outside your house. can I help you fix the door?
And the kitchen counter.
And the kitchen counter. I've
I
got some
could
free
also
time.
do with some new cutlery. It's pretty busted.
Oh, yeah. That is no problem.
Maybe you could bring the wife and the kids over. We can eat afterwards.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I would like that too.
And he turns the engine off, and
Yeah.
maybe we like pull away from conversation, see the couple panels of you guys leaving the SUV, heading up to the whatever they propped up to keep the door from like being wide open. And anything else you want in that scene, or was that good? Good.
That was good.
Cool. All right. Sabine, you said you had a little something for Dr. Emery.
Oh, that's basically what he's doing when he's back at home and not fiddling around with the droid, because he needs to get parts for it that is a little tricky to get. And he doesn't want to do it illegally because, Parma he's on Parma's radar now, which he actually tried to avoid, but well, anyway. So he's very circumspect about purchasing parts. He will turn the head on occasionally to inform us about the progress, and to get some tools and make some tools to finally implement the whole thing, and maybe rework the head a little so it doesn't look like a weird 50s, 60s idea of somebody's girlfriend. And then he will take care of his cat, of course, and who looks very fluffy right now because he's had her at Sylvia's. And then he'll sit down, sigh, write a birthday letter to his daughter, who will be turning, I think, maybe 24 or 25 now. He knows. And it's basically like, "Hi, Sammy, it's your father. I know you don't want anything to do with me, but I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And I hope you're having a good life." Yeah. And then he writes something else, and then he writes that letter a lot, but it ends up always with this being very, very short, because he doesn't really know what to say. And you can see him reach for his phone and look at his phone numbers that are in there, but he doesn't call anyone. And then he just finishes the letter and, addresses it and puts it on the side, so he can take it with him when he goes to the mall the next time and throw it into the mailbox or something. Sorry.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Good. Well, I think that might be where we bring this session to a close. Okay. Sweet. I had a thing, but I think I'd rather let that be the last scene, so I am much happier with that. So let's do our XP questions. The end of every issue, the entire table, GM and players discuss the following questions. Did you clash with someone who threatened your neighborhood or someone from your past? Yes.
Yes.
It threatened lots of people from my past.
Did you protect the citizens of your neighborhood at least once? I think yeah.
The ship didn't crash on the city.
Sure. And
And-
Raphael is a citizen of my neighborhood, and we
That's
protected
right.
him. So
And then did you defeat a villain? Yes. So I'll go around and pose these questions to each of you on an individual basis. The Swell, did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations or problems with your age or your past?
No.
Captain Aetherblade is definitely an enemy who was coming after you guys from the past. But if you don't feel like it fit exactly for the swell, it's okay.
It's I mean, it's not normal day-to-day obligations
Fair.
mostly.
Well, no, I've tweaked it. It's like, did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations or problems with your age or past? So
Yeah.
it's edge case. I wasn't entirely sure, but I wanted to leave it open to you. Okay. Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
Yes.
Yeah, you went all the way down for that. So 4 XP for the swell. The cyclist. Did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations or problems with your age or past?
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
think so.
Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
Yeah, that's what I was
Definitely.
doing there.
Yep. That's 5 XP for you. Dog. Did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations or problems from your past or age?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I maybe could have presented like a problem in the boxing ring, but I kind of hung back and enjoyed this scene as it exists. So sorry about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it was a refresh scene, so.
It's true. Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
Oh yeah.
Cool. 4 XP for Dog. And Peacock, did you struggle with your normal day-to-day obligations? I think yes.
I was feeling very old all the time, I think.
Yeah. And I think the final scene also was some obligation stuff there too. Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
Is it in support? I mean, I don't know if I did any like.
It doesn't necessarily have to be mechanical. It can be emotional, social, or mechanical. Any support.
I felt mechanically I defended Brutus while he went off in his search.
Yeah.
At the very least.
I'm into it. Good. So that would be for 5 XP for you as well. Sweet. That ends all the mechanical bits to finish up the session. And we'll do our normal stars and wishes. So we will go through a round of wishes and end up with stars. I'm going to steal a wish from everyone and say, I wish Tyler were able to join us because that would have been cool. I hope everything works out all right, and hopefully he will be rejoining us next week. So now that I've stolen the easy one, we'll go from left to right. So Alex, you get to go first on wishes.
Wishes. Well, it's an offshoot of your. I wish to have some scenes with Marty. It was. I mean, I really enjoyed all the scenes with everyone else, but I felt like they had some definite tension and stuff built from the last session, and didn't quite get to pay that off in this one. I mean, got to pay off the general tension and stuff, but just not that specific Golden Boy and Peacock stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely want to see more of that.
Other wishes, I want to see more of the this stuff about Brutus's daughter. I want to see some of that play out.
Yeah, I do too. I do. That would be really cool. I'm hoping for that. Cool. Thank you, Alex. Jen, what wishes did you have?
Yeah, I'm seconding wanting to see more stuff with Brutus's daughter. I like it. Rub my little hands together with glee. Other wishes. Just more of this game. I mean, I'd say more foreshadowing for Contest of Champions, but it'll be there.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna teaser it at the end, but then I was like, I think I made my point. I don't have to like beat this to death because I really like that sad down tempo bit from. But yeah, I agree.
It was good. We also got a little bit. Yeah, we got a little bit with Brutus using the Mojo Slab.
We did. That's true. I did.
So that
sneak
was
that one in.
solid.
Cool. Good.
Oh,
Thank you, Jen. It's all right. Sabine. What about
Yeah,
you?
I'm pretty happy where we are with this game. This is so lovely. Of course, I would like to see something with Bruce's daughter happening, but I'm also a bit curious about Simpson's grandchild that he mentioned. What's going on there? What's his family life like? Because maybe I missed it last time, so I don't. I just want to know. No, I didn't. Ha ha ha. Very good. So yeah. And maybe have what I would like to have is a scene where everybody is in the scene without us having to fight villains and threats or something. So maybe us walking the mall, actually walking the mall. That would be kind of nice because
That's so crazy. Who would even want that? Wait, okay, that's a good idea. We need to make that happen. I like that suggestion. We'll make it happen. Maybe we need to open up with that. Note to future Rich. Thank you, Sabine. Jan.
I would still like to see some normal day-to-day obligations and struggling with that. And I'd like to get some opportunity to use
your jaw. Yeah, you haven't got to talk to anybody. I realized that today. I was like,
no, exactly. We've been mostly fighting, and it's like we need to have some conflict where it's not fighting.
Absolutely. I was like, oof, yeah, I gotta address that ASAP. I almost threw it in the middle of the conflict, you having to talk down one of the women, but now I was like, I don't know. I kind of questioned myself on that one, so I didn't.
It's fine.
Cool. Good. Well, since you went last on wishes, you get to go first on stars.
I loved how diverse this fight was, and like there was something going on all fronts, and it wasn't just fighting mooks, but like there was so many different aspects of the fight. That was really cool. I loved the scene between Simon and Brutus. I loved the scene between Raphael and Dana. Those were really powerful. Really cool to see the characters, having some proper downtime conversations instead of just the quippy in between fights stuff. That was nice.
I agree. That was nice. Thanks, Jan. Sabine, what stars did you want to hand out?
Yay, so many stars. It was such a lovely session and I really enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed the fight with this. I love your kind of over dramatic villains with their rather ridiculous ideas of what a good plan is like. That if you're a super villain, you're not actually really thinking, I guess. So yeah, I love that, and I really like the way Raphael was so tense about the whole thing. Like usually he's kind of, I guess, a bit easygoing, but this time wasn't there, and there was no real quipping or anything between Brutus and Raphael, which I actually kind of like because this was not about day-to-day business. This was personal, and I like the change. Like to see that. I also love the scene I had with Simpson. That was really nice, and the boxing thing with Dana. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I love that, and yeah, and everything, and the pirate with a cyber parrot. That, yeah, maybe I should build a cyber parrot for Hugo. Just later, not now, later, but at one point maybe.
Hugo now has a cyber pirate. Yeah, Dad, it's bird themed. What do you think about that?
Yeah, helps me with paperwork.
Awesome. Thank you, Sabine. Jen, you're up. Stars.
Stars. All right, I'm gonna second Jan's feedback about how dynamic the combat scenes were. There was enough separate things to do that nothing felt stale. Nothing felt like a repeat of something that happened earlier in the scene. So that was very cool and very well put together. Yeah. And I liked that we had a lot of good, like, inter-character dramatic scenes. You know, I liked actually being in the boxing gym. I liked seeing Simon and Brutus chat after the fact, and I really felt for Brutus getting grilled to be punctual and reliable on his volunteer job that they don't pay him for. Too real. That was quite good. So yeah, no, lots of great interactions, lots of great scenes. I enjoyed the threat level and just the way everything sort of came together. So thumbs up, very good.
Sweet. Thanks. Last but not least, Alex, finish us off with stars.
Raphael may have trouble saying this, but I love IGoA. I love all this, how those scenes push Raphael in different ways, and the stuff it brings out of him. Ditto on the two, you know, the Brutus, Simon, and Dana, Raphael scenes. Also, that little glimpse into the Brutus's work, the guilt tripping. Yeah, again, like Jen said, that felt a bit too real. I love that. I'm trying to think of something that somebody else hasn't said. I think just a general ditto to everything everyone else has said.
There you go.
Person to do stuff.
Good work. Awesome. Thank you all so much. Brilliant play. Really enjoyed the delving into the emotions of these seniors and their bizarre lives. Quite like that. And we'll try a little down tempo stuff for at least a third of our next session to explore their lives when they aren't doing crazy bananas stuff. So we'll bring this session to a close. Thank you all so much for playing.